Today's video is brought to you by Oxido LED lighting. You might think that you can see just fine at night. Well, I did too, until I did this little upgrade. As you can see from this footage, here is some before Oxido LED lighting, and here is some after Oxido LED lighting. The difference is amazing. With high brightness and easy installation, Oxido LED lighting is definitely the route for you. They're easy to install, and they're available for all makes and models. Click on the link in the description below and enter promo code 612motorsports at checkout to get yourself 15% off. Now back to our video. Hello and welcome to another episode of 612 Motorsports. My name is Sean, and today we are definitely fixing the AC. But first I want to show you this little trick, and it has to do with the under hood light. Now, we are going to be disconnecting the battery and taking that out to get to what we need to, but let's say you're working on your vehicle and you're not disconnecting the battery, but you don't want that light on drawing power from there. So what you're going to want to do is just push it down and it'll go off, and that'll save your battery juice. It's kind of like having the hood down. It's like on a level or something of that nature. But that's just a little something I wanted to share with you in case you didn't know, and knowing's half the battle. So let's dig into this and get started. So I got the new hose set up, and as you can see, this one is a complete match. It was my bad for not opening the box before taking everything out and apart last time, so as soon as this came, I opened the box first to check before we even get started, and thank God it is the right one. So we're just gonna tear into this. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna remove the battery so we can get to that, and everything should still be hand tight loose. So we'll get that out of the way. This should just be a quick, simple install. We are going to take that battery tray out and clean that up like I mentioned in the previous video. Alright, so to clean this up, I was going to just sandblast it, but I'm just going to use this little rough wheel here and just kind of give her a zip, clean off some of the scaly rust shit, and then we're going to hit it with a coat of truck bed liner. So that'll stay nice the whole time and hold up pretty well. Alright, so I got this roughed up a bit. Something to bite onto and cleaned up somewhat. We're going to be using the Duplicolor truck bed coating, and I just went ahead and used this box that this hose came in. So what I'm going to do is let the wire poke through. I'm going to hang it in there and shoot her up. That way I don't have any crap flying all over, and I can get both sides at the same time. Alright, so I got the majority of that. The only thing that I couldn't get was the very bottom edge here, which this stuff really doesn't take that long to dry at all. Maybe 20 minutes or so, and it's not tacky anymore to the touch, so I'll just flip it over and get that side here in a few minutes, but let's get to that hole. Your air cleaner cover also makes a nice little tool tray. Okay. Okay, so the old one's off. Let's check out this new one, make sure it's got everything we need. Rubber washers. Just like before, comes with extra grommets, but these already have O-rings attached, so we're good there. This one we can set aside. And make sure I don't pinch anything here. This one comes up. I'm just going to hand tighten them for the moment. And get everything kind of situated anyways. Alright, so I'm going to okay, that one's on. Now for the big mamma jamma. I'm calling that good. What I like to do is take the part number off of any packaging for anything that I have, and I keep it in a file just in case there's ever any issues or I need a replacement, especially when doing upgrades and modifications to not factory parts. Most parts houses can cross-reference part numbers to something, but if you have it, keep it. It's just nice to have. Okay, so I got the tray all painted up nice. It's gives it a little bit of a texture, and it's going to hold up for a good amount of time. Shouldn't rust, shouldn't chip or any of that good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and throw that in. Okay, so the battery tray is now in. It's just those two bolts over here that hold it in, but that makes it just look a hell of a lot nicer, cleaner, a little more professional. Okay, so I got the battery put back in. It's all hooked up, secured to the battery tray. Now it's time to put some Freon in. I am using some Easy Chill. Your AC system will, on average, most vehicles hold about 2 pounds of refrigerant. Now you buy the cans, the short little ones, that's a pound. So usually 2 of those or one of these jumbos. This is actually 18 ounces, so it's like 1.5 pounds roughly. It's not going to be enough to completely fill the system, but it's going to be enough to get us blowing some cold air and back in the comfortable life. So what you want to do, if you haven't ever done this before, is you want to you have to start the car or start your vehicle and turn the air conditioning on high. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. Now the reason for turning it on when you fill it is to get everything circulating. You don't want to just fill the tank, you want it to circulate and go through and fill everything up so air pockets, I should say. Now, pretty simple little device. Most of them are. It's a little pressure, it's a little snap-on kind of pressure deal with a gauge. If you want to get any kind of deal with the gauge, there are some better systems out there where you can reuse the hose on any type of container, but we're going to go ahead and hook this up. Make sure it's on there good. Now we're reading our gauge, and we just want to start filling her up. The can's gonna get cold. So right now we've got about 10 pounds, I'd say, of pressure in there. Now, I'm not a big fan of this particular type of can and hose system. As you can see, it's not quite the best. You'll get a true reading when you let off of the trigger. Now we're reading 25. About a little over 40. Ideally, you're just going to want to put the whole can in. The can does feel pretty light now, so when I do let off, it is still reading 45. So we can go ahead and remove this. The can is empty. I'll take this off, keep this, and we'll dispose of this properly. There shouldn't be nothing left in it. So we're going to let that run for a few seconds. This is already ice cold. Starting to condensate a little bit, so that's good.